Hey guys, GoBlue117, I'm back for some more Fire Emblem 7. So, last chapter, we saved the village near Faray's castle. And we're going to start heading off towards Laos with Eliwood and Marcus. And we also have Lowen and Rebecca. So we're going to stop in Santa Ruz to meet with the Marcus of Santa Ruz. So we're going to have to see if we can get to the castle, or if we will be confronted by more enemies, as I'm sure we will. And my left channel for my audio is still not picking up the sound the way I want to, so it's still really annoying, especially for this particular music track, because it sounds a lot different when the left channel actually sounds the way it's supposed to, so I apologize for that. So it looks like this weirdo, Eliwood, I think that's how you say his name, who is a member of the Black Fang, who seem a lot more vicious than the Black Fang we saw in one of the early chapters on Luna's quest. But he's convinced Marcus Santa Ruz to try and drive Eliwood away, so looks like we will have another fight before we actually get to the castle. So we have another axe-wielding boss, but actually you're going to have some swords and lances along with it. So it's not completely axe-wielding bandits. Oh, and I guess I forgot to mention, of course we still have Dorcas and Barter with us from last chapter too. And we're going to get a couple new allies as well. So if we take a look at Zagan, level 9 fighter, nothing really to be scared of. He does have a steel axe, so he's a little bit stronger, but still nothing really to be worried about. None of the other enemies have anything to be worried about either. And I'm trying to see if I can get the sound to be mono. And it does not look like I can actually change the sound to mono, which would make the music, or the audio a lot better. So I'm just going to have to deal with that. As stereo. And let's just take a look at the levels. So yeah, I'm going to want to get Eliwood up another few levels in this chapter as well. Just like last chapter, we had a village up there, and I'm just going to head and take Marcus straight to that, because Marcus hopefully will be doing nothing again in this chapter. And I think we get we do get a secret book. Okay, so this is another stat enhancing item, and this increases skill, and I would suggest giving it to Hector, who was the third lord of the game that we'll meet. Of course, Eliwood and then Lynn are the other two. But he is pretty low skill, so I would advise giving it to him. And you don't have anything because you're just a vendor, so let's go ahead and start moving out. I could try and lead Dorcas toward the rear, because Dorcas is over-leveled for at least these next couple chapters. I hopefully won't have to use them at all while the other units catch up, which won't take that long, fortunately. Let's go ahead and take you with Eliwood. In my opinion, Eliwood's probably the weakest of the three lords. He's a sword wielder like Lyn. However, the problem I have with him is his HP is absolutely terrible. And while he's better defense than Lyn, the lack of HP is pretty disappointing. Where he starts out with like 20, and his growths aren't particularly exciting. So he'd probably be somebody where if I get another, what is it, like, goddess icon or something? The item that increases your HP by 7. I'd probably use it on Eliwood, because that would help him tremendously. Like, it's not really a concern right here, because the enemies are doing usually 2 damage. Like right there, he did 2 damage. Sometimes they'll do a little bit more, but then usually they have a lower chance of hitting. But in later chapters, when we're going up against stronger opponents, and his HP is still below 25, then his uses are going to be limited. And Hector, we're going to get probably in a couple turns. He's going to appear up in the north. I think he is the best lord, because he has great strength, great defense. I mean, for quite a few chapters in, we're going to see a lot of enemies that can do no damage to him. He almost acts like a knight. In a lot of ways, except he actually wields an axe, which helps when we battle soldiers who are mostly lance-wielding. So, I would say he's probably the best. He and the other character we're going to get in a second, Oswin, who's going to be our first knight. Well, I guess Wallace was a knight, but we got him for like 2 chapters, and I don't think I even used him. But pretty much he and Hector are the 2 tanks that we're going to get early on, where they can just plow through enemies very easily. So yeah, like I said, we get Hector here. We also see Serra and Matthew, who were 2 units that we saw earlier in the game. So we're going to get them back, but not in this chapter. We're going to see them for the first time next chapter and be able to use them, as they're not going to take part in the battle at all. They're just going to run away. So let's go ahead and take a look at Oswin. Oswin starts out overleveled, just like my Dorcas. He starts at level 9. Strength and defense obviously are very high. His skill is actually pretty high too. But pretty much with knights, you're going to get a lot of strength, a lot of defense, and low resistance, low speed. Take a look at Hector. He pretty much has a lot of the same characteristics as that, except he uses an axe, and he actually has his own special axe, the Wolf Bale, which is the one that only he can use, and it is very effective against, what is it, cavalry or something? Oh, infantry. Okay, so it's effective against infantry, and it's very powerful, so I'm going to try and go to the armory just up there to the north that you see, right in the middle of the screen, and I'm going to get an iron axe and give that to Hector as soon as possible, because I don't want him to waste his Wolf Bale, because you do not get another one of those, unlike Eliwood where you get another of his rapier. But I would say the Wolf Bale and the Manikati are 2 of the weapons that you definitely don't want to break early on and use early on. Just save them for later chapters, because they'll be very useful then. But let's see if I can go ahead and get Hector some experience. I'd like to avoid getting killed with Oswin and just having him hog experience. Even if it means using up the wolf bale. But at level 1, Hector's already doing 17 damage. Albeit with the wolf bale, but it's not that much down when I give him the iron axe. He's still probably going to be doing at least 12 damage to enemies like that. So, already very powerful. And I guess I could start to weaken you with Lowen, because nobody else is going to cross the mountains. The only thing you really want to be careful about in this chapter, besides just giving experience like Marcus or Oswin, where they're going to be wasting it, because they're going to get so little, is not getting caught by surprise from the enemies that come down through the mountains on the east side. Because if the boss catches you by surprise with a unit that you're not prepared to have him fight against, that can be an issue. And I'll just leave Rebecca there. And you're going to go after Hector, which is good. Hector's HP is pretty low right now. As you can see, it's only at 19, but it actually grows pretty well. So he'll be fine. You don't not have to worry about him. His defense is so much better than Eliwood's. And Eliwood's is not bad, but Hector's is just so good that HP is not a concern at all this early in the game. And it looks like the wolf bale actually has a decent critical percentage. So, that's nice. That he's able to land a critical. And I think, yeah, he'll level up here. And right off the bat, getting some more defense and some more HP, which is good. But he'd be somebody that I wouldn't mind using skill increasing items and definitely resistance items, because he's somebody you're going to have to take through to the final chapter, since he's one of the 3 main characters of the game. So you definitely want his resistance up there, because you're going to be facing plenty of magic units. I'll go ahead and weaken you with Oswin, just so I'm not wasting Hector's wolf bale. Okay, and he'll still have 22 uses with that, which isn't bad. That's fine with me. Okay. So, we're actually pretty close to the end already. We don't have that many units left. We got 6. So maybe this chapter will be 1 video. I don't know. It'll depend. If it gets to the point where it's about 15-20 minutes and I'm not that close to ending, because we're going to have a pretty long dialogue scene at the end, then I'll probably split it into 2 videos. But if we can finish this in a couple turns, that'll be fine with me. And I'm just holding on to the Dragon Shield for Lynn, just leaving it with Lowen in case. I didn't mention that last chapter. I don't remember if I did or not. So I'll just leave Marcus there. And now, equip that. Good. Probably just leave Oswin up at the top. How much can you do? 6. And how much can Lowen do to this guy? 14, so you can't kill him. I'm guessing Eliwood could. Yeah, Eliwood could kill him, so I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, that was not what I wanted. Because now Eliwood's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He probably won't get hit 2 more times with axes, but that was a little disheartening. How do I want to do this now? Yeah, now I can at least buy something. Alright, so now I got another lance too, which is good. So that way Lowen isn't wasting a javelin. I think I could probably kill this guy with Rebecca and then finish him off with Lowen. And then Lowen's defense should be able to take care of the axe guy. Or maybe I can't kill him. Shoot. Well, I guess I'll just do this. And if I need to, I can always just rescue Rebecca. Can you get down there? No. I'll just rescue. And Oswin, why not? He can help out if he needs to.